Right, let's talk about the most important subject of 2026, and that is peptides. So peptides are one of those things now that they to me they've become like they're just the hype subject of the moment. It's just like like it's making it to the mainstream. I'm seeing everyday people that have no idea about bodybuilding or no idea about anabolics or performance enhancement, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, what about this peptide and what about this peptide? So is it all craze? Is it all hype, or is it real? Let's talk about peptides. All things peptides today.
I fucking love this topic. And I think the first thing that I want to say is that peptides have been around longer than I've been alive. They are not new. They are not new. Like, I don't know, you've probably been using BPC probably, 10 years ago? I know I spoke to...
10 years, easy.
Ben Noy, and he said like 15 years ago he was using BPC. So I'm like, peptides aren't new. Even HGH
is a peptide. So HGH has been in a long time. But let's talk about this modern phenomenon of where you've just got like Karen, the school mum, that's now banging 12 meg of Retta a week. Let's talk about the craze of peptides hitting the mainstream.
For me, they're one of those. Do they have their place? In some instances, yes. Do I think that they are massively overhyped for the average individual? Fucking massively. They're just like supplements. If you have a broken system, doesn't matter what peptide you use, your systems are still fucked. You still have shit lifestyle habits. They are not going to work how they're supposed to. And that's really what it is. Like, do they work? Yes. Can they be beneficial? Yes. But all the foundations have to be in place first. And I think peptides is one of those, especially if you're looking at like the mitochondrial stuff. Those peptides, if you do not have a body that is healthy, you have a body that is inflamed, they will actually make you feel worse. I've got a couple of clients at the moment that have got some deep-rooted, fucked up issues from being fat and unhealthy for 10 to 15 years. And they try and use these peptides and they feel like shit because their body is inflamed, the cells are damaged, and what the peptide is meant to do, guess what? That expression is not happening. And
I couldn't have said it better. I agree fully. It's the logic of trying to fix a leak with a plaster, right?
Yeah.
It's like when if we come away from peptides, you were spot on by relating it to supplements. I've had clients that'll go, what supplements do you recommend for sleep? And I'm like, well, before we get to that point, are you off your phone for an hour, or off screens for an hour or two before bed? Are you actually winding down? Are you relaxing? Are you doing these necessary things in the evening?
At like 7 p.m.
Are you having caffeine at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's your 900 milligram of caffeine of the day? It's what's your sleep hygiene like in general? There's too many factors that come before I would even consider, because for me it's dialing in the routines first. It is no different. I 100% agree. They are like the modern day supplements. They are the modern day kind of like, I think I found it interesting, the things hitting the mainstream, because I think obviously like the rise of your GLP-1s was the one that made it hit the mainstream, because that was where you started to see the general public injecting stuff, do you know what I mean? And Ozempic and Mounjaro and stuff that they actually have to inject. And then now you're getting, like I say, I've heard stories of, not a lot of my clients using retatrutide, very, very small percentage, but some of the ones that I've had conversations with, or even just when I've posted content on Instagram, people that reply, they'll be like, I was talking, one of the school mums is doing 12.5 meg of Retta a week, and I'm just like, what? It's just uninformed people that haven't got a clue, and I'm like, but how are they getting to that point? So it's definitely started hitting. It's Instagram. It's definitely content. I see it all the time. There's a little phase. It's calmed down a little bit now, but I went through a little phase where I just couldn't open Instagram without seeing something about peptides, and I think that's where it all just got hyped. And again, I've had messages from, what do you think of these peptides, and what do you think of these peptides? And I think for me now, I've started to get it as well, where clients will go, right, I think I'm ready to talk peptides, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, for what? And they're like, well, for building muscle, and I'm like, you'd be better off using anabolics. I'm like, that's what anabolics are for. You have to sit here and go, and then there's that. I don't know if this is the same as like, maybe I'm showing my age here, and I don't know if you were like the SARMs craze, like if I go back to when I was your age, pro hormones and then SARMs, so there would be ones, I'm sure you've probably heard of them, but like Epidural and all this stuff now. I wouldn't even know if you could even still get it because they probably got banned. They came about and they got banned. Right? Epistain and Epidural and they're all this. I know obviously Superdrol and some of those are like obviously anabolics and stuff now, but a lot of those I have to some of them I have to Google and I go, oh yeah, I forgot about that one. But I remember when I was browsing the forums when I was younger, you'd get like the guys that would basically use pro hormones because they could still claim natty, so they could basically be like, oh yeah, I'm not using gear, I'm using pro hormones, and like thankfully you had like the what's the word I'm looking for, like the old school lot on those forums that would just be like, dude, just fucking use gear,
just grab a needle and fucking stick it in your ass.
Like test is best. It's tried and tested. Get yourself on a few 100 milligrams a week of test. Get a little bit of HGH and do it fucking properly. So yeah, I don't know. I think like we've done our S tier list. We've done our peptide list. So if you didn't watch that episode, make sure you go back and find that episode where me and Kyle literally give our full breakdown on our sort of top, our tiered list of our top tier, our middle tier, and our lower tier peptides. That one's definitely worth a watch. Personally, on the subject of this and the way we've written this subject, it's 50-50 for me because I still think like there are, not without trying to repeat that episode, there are some great peptides in my opinion, but I think as always it's one in my opinion and it's two for what I need in my life. So again, BPC 157, TB 500 serve a great role for me when it does come to inflammatory stuff. I'm a huge fan of GHKCU. Just in general, just having it in, that's one that is probably, if someone actually did say to me like your absolute number one, if you could only pick one, I think that's probably my top one. I think it's done wonders for my hair. I thought my hair was starting to thin at one point. The hair is looking thick. Skin's always been good, but even just once again from an anti-inflammatory point of view, big fan of copper being in. At a low dose as well, 1 mg a day, so super low. So I think once again it's just going back to dosages and retatrutide for people that I've had success with, for example, 0.5 mg to 1 mg a week, like has been spot on.
The highest I've gone with anyone is myself, 3.5 milligrams a week. If you've got to go higher than that, I'm just
would you say that was too much as well, or were you alright with that, or?
I was okay with that, only because I've tapered up to that. And that was daily as well. I think if I was doing 3.5 in one dose, it would be rough. But I'm like, if you need to go more, you're actually just taking away the fun of the dieting. Maybe just don't diet. Because dieting should be hard. You should still be hungry. You should still be able to eat all your food.
Well, it's still, we've discussed this, there's still a skill set to learn.
Yeah. And I'm like, for me, most people, again, 0.5, 1... maybe up to 2 for some people, but outside of that I just don't see a need for that. Again, I'm the same. I love GHK, but I stopped using it because this ain't growing back. And I don't know about you, I just found my body hair was just growing so fast with it.
Yeah, I have to say, what I have noticed that is one thing so obviously I was photo shoot 2 weeks ago, which is when I fully I hate hair removal is my least favourite part of bodybuilding. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. So for me, once the body hair comes off, I basically keep it off. So I'm in the shower and I pretty much top it up daily. So just like I'll do my arms one day, I'll do my chest the next day, I'll do my legs. I just do it bit by bit in like little bits to kind of keep it manageable. But even the other day, I was in the shower doing my stomach, going. I literally was like, I swear I did this 2 days ago, and then I was like, no, I actually did do this 2 days ago, and there's like a layer of fuzz coming through. I was like, Jesus Christ! So also even just my hair, beard, and everything, I'm getting like I'm like 2 weeks between trim now, and I look like I look like homeless. I look like I should have been to the barbers a week ago. So 100%.
Yeah, that was I've got GHK downstairs, and I'm like, I actually just have to stop using it because my hair's not going to grow. And it just, the hair where I don't want it to grow because I want to be lean and I want to look better, it just grows too fast. But I genuinely do think that the craze and the hype of peptides, give it another year, 18 months, and I think it will die down. I think when the 12 or 13 peptides that are going to get FDA approved, get put into fucking pharmacies or whatever it is that they start selling it, I think that is where the hype dies. It's the same with the pro hormones, or the same with anabolics. Like once it becomes legal and it's a bit less grey market, that hype goes. And I think we'll then see truly what peptides the researchers are actually seeing are worth it. I think if a peptide doesn't get FDA approved in the next 5 to 10 years, probably not doing what we think it's doing from a physiological standpoint.
Have you got an idea of what are the ones you reckon will get approved?
They've actually come out of it already.
Oh, have they really?
Let me actually get it up.
Is it probably what
BPC is one of them.
I was going to say
BPC is one of them.
GHK probably.
I don't know if GHK is in there. Epitalon.
Okay,
it's in there.
That one tends to. Yeah.
Ipamorelin, I want to say.
Yeah, that one makes sense as well. It will be most of our S tier list. I'll be interested to see, was retatrutide on there?
SS31 was on there.
Okay, was Reta on there?
MOTC, you got BPC, LL37, which is another like antimicrobial.
Yeah.
Dihixia.
Which one's that? Say that again. Oh yeah, the same one. Yeah.
DSIP is on there. Epitalon, GHKCU, KPV, PEG, MGV. I've never heard of that. Melanotan, MOTC, CMAX, and Selanc.
It's pretty much what you'd expect, and this is what I'm trying to say, is that you're going to end up with this kind of like, it's just going to naturally separate itself, and I agree with you. I'm the same. You'll probably find your everyday, if whichever GLPs make the mainstream. Like, let's be real, you can go into a pharmacy now and get Mounjaro. Do you know what I mean, or Ozempic or Mounjaro. So it's like, all right. So with Mounjaro, with GLP-2, if you haven't got the third. Whatever,
agonism,
the third, that's the one, agonist of Reta, but it's still good enough. Like, a lot of people actually prefer Mounjaro to retatrutide, so it's like the fact that you can just go to the pharmacy now and get that, it just then, exactly like you said, it takes the edge off people. People like things when it's hype, don't they? They like it when it's hype, and like you said, when it's like not allowed, it's a big black market.
Yeah, I genuinely think, give it like 18 months and the majority of peptides will be forgotten about, and it'll be something new that we're talking about, some other fucking crazy thing that's being done. Yeah. What I do find interesting though as well is the fact that people will happily take an injection of a peptide, but you ask them to take supplements, or you ask them to eat food, or you ask them to do cardio, and there's resistance to it.
People will set an alarm at 1 o'clock in the morning to watch an England football match, but they won't get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and go do some cardio or train, right? So, just saying, relevant topic. This will come out so late. People will be like, "What? The World Cup was fucking ages ago." That's. Listen, people are still trying to avoid the work. Like, the people out there now still trying to avoid the work. When the reality is, the work will always be the thing that gets the result. It's the same as, there's now a load of. I'm starting to get it. I don't know if you are as well. I started using Mounjaro a year ago and I lost 10 kilos, but now I look like a bag of shit. And I'm like, yeah, of course. Because what were you expecting? Did you really expect to just take this peptide and all of a sudden just be shredded and have like this physique that you've been dreaming of having? It's like, hey, that's the work. It's the same argument of the people that want to use anabolics, and then they start using anabolics and they start running crazy dosages at times of anabolics. And they're like, oh, I'm still not jacked and shredded. It's like, no, because that part's the work. Yeah, that you're not doing. The compounds are there to put you in a better environment. That's the way I always word it to people. I'm like, they're improving the environment. You can now accrete protein at a better rate. You've now got a more positive nitrogen balance. You can now utilize all these tools better, but you still have to do all the things that need doing. Your diet still has to be on point. The protein needs to be where it is. The quality of the diet, quality of training, all these things. And how many guys are there out there running milligrams, if not grams, of gear a week that don't ever, they don't look like they've ever stepped foot in a gym. And that sounds, I know that sounds like I'm being a dick here or I'm being overly offensive, but that's actually that's reality. A correct way of putting it. That's a reality.
They actually done a study. I'm pretty sure it's like 70% of guys, or it's a fucking crazy high percentage. It's like 60 to 70% of guys that go to the gym are using or have used PEDs.
Yeah,
now, if you go into a commercial gym,
where are they?
You maybe look at one person and think, oh, he might be on gear. And then you realise that like 60% of the people in there are on there, and you're like, oh, because they're not doing the work.
We train in one of Hertfordshire's premier bodybuilding gyms, and real talk again, I know it sounds like an offensive thing to say, but like there are a lot of guys in that gym using gear that they don't look like they're using gear. So that kind of proves it. And this is once again the people that are looking for peptides to do some sort of magic. It's like, no, you need to, like, I always say this, that like firm belief is that do everything without assistance to the best of your ability.
Yeah.
Because then when you add assistance, like if you can get lean as fat, if you can get single-digit body fat, if you can build a decent, appreciable amount of muscle mass, and you can do all these things to a high standard, without a single chemical enhancement, with no enhancement whatsoever, imagine what's going to happen when you enhance it.
Yeah. And it's going
to be magic. It's just going to be magic.
And I also think with this as well, like with peptides, is if you don't have those fundamentals down, they will actually do fuck all. Literally. If you eat like shit, if you train like shit, if you sleep like shit, and you use BPC to bring down inflammation, guess what? It's not bringing down no inflammation because you're so inflamed.
Like I said, it's like trying to stick a plaster on a water leak. Yeah. It's not fixing the problem, and therefore, it's not going to fix the problem. Simple as that.
It's not going to do anything. You're just wasting your money on expensive backwater, basically.
100%.